Welcome to the Eco FEI World Championships in Herning 2022. One of the things that are a little different from this event to other events is that we believe that we should integrate sustainability in all parts of the championships. We have an ambition in creating a new benchmark for sporting events, and we believe that we have set the ambition pretty high, but also that we can succeed with this. We follow 3 guiding principles, where the first one is to seek positive ripple effect, meaning that we want to engage and also influence our partners, our sponsors, our suppliers, and everyone else around the venue. The second guiding principle is to think circular, and that means that we would like to rent as much as possible, and where we need to produce new things, that we make sure that they have an afterlife after the event. The last guiding principle is to integrate sustainability in all our supplier dialogues, and that means that we don't have the answer, but we have the questions for our suppliers. And in that case, we make sure that our suppliers also get integrated in our sustainability agenda. So here we are at the Solution Square. Solution Square is our green area right after the main entrance, and we placed it here to show all our visitors what great solutions that we have. A way that we believe that we can engage our suppliers in this sustainability agenda is that we have made a letter of intent. This letter of intent is a written document that they can comply to, and it encourages our suppliers in finding more sustainable materials or work in a more sustainable way. And we want to reward that they come back with more sustainable products by branding them here on site and also on our website. So we believe that it's actually a win-win. Here at Solution Square, we also have these banners where we tell all our initiatives and efforts that we have been working on for this championships. For instance, we've been working on the merchandise collection and to make that even more sustainable. So now we're at the merchandise shop. In here we sell the Kingsline Earth collection with our logo on. And right now there are quite many people in there, and we hope that a part of the selling is also because the products are actually more sustainable in the sense that they are either recycled or organic materials that are used for these cool shirts, pants and sweaters. One of our efforts and thoughts about recycling and the materials that we use here at the championships is to minimize plastic. And that is why we decided to give all our volunteers, 900 volunteers, these bottles. And then we put these water fountains around the venue so they can always keep refilling their bottles and stay hydrated when they help us here at the event. That also means that our guests can come here and refill their bottles.
So now we are at the arena with the jumping course being prepared for the first day of competition. And as you see here behind me, we have one of the obstacles that have been produced for this event. And this is also an area where we've been very focused on the sustainable production. One of the most important elements that we have at a championship like this is actually the footing that I'm standing on. So of course we've also looked into this. So as some of you might know, we actually have rubber mats under all of these surfaces, and we've actually succeeded in reducing this number very much. So we are very happy with that. So as you can see, we also have a lot of plants on an arena like this. And we've tried to secure that all of them are used afterwards. So some of them will be planted in our World Championship forest, and the rest will actually be given to nursing homes here in Denmark.
We're here at the World Championship Forest, which is come together in a collaboration between Herning municipality and Herning2022. 16,000 trees is going to grow up and be a big contribution to the environment and the local society.
At the championships we have a philosophy of thinking circular, and that means that we try to rent as much as possible. So as you can see behind me, the tents and the tribunes is actually something that we rented. Also the boxes in the stable we rented for the championships. Of course there are some things that we need to buy, and all the things that we need to buy for this specific event, we try to make sure that they have an afterlife afterwards. At the championships here in Herning, we also worked a lot with waste management. In Denmark we are generally very good at recycling, and we try to display that here at the championships as well. So as you can see behind me, we actually sort waste in 10 different fractions. One of the stories about this is that we actually reached out to the facilities here in Herning, MCH, and they agreed that they went from 3 fractions to 10 fractions. So as you can see behind me, these are all the fractions that we are sorting.
So also for the medal ceremony, we went into the sustainable option of making sustainable sashes and ribbons for all the medal winning athletes. And for example, the paper in the middle of the ribbons, they are made from recycled paper. Also some of the material are made from recycled polyester as well. So we are standing here by the judges' huts. Our judges' huts are actually made locally. They're made as a school project and made in certified tree. As you might notice, it also has green roofs, and which is also sustainable.
Here at the World Championships, we had an approach with basically a two-step approach, saying that first we work to minimize the carbon emissions that come out of the event, and then secondly, once we're done with that and can't go any further, we'll find a solution to compensate for the remaining. So early on we did a carbon footprint or an estimation of it, and of course we'll do a final one after the event is over. And that shows us that we will have somewhere around 2,000 tons of CO2 that will be the emissions from the actual event. And then we teamed up with First Climate. First Climate is one of the longest running offsetting companies, and through them we got access to a large windmill project in Turkey, meaning that through there we will buy the carbon credits, making sure that the actual event that we will remove and avoid as much CO2 emissions somewhere in the atmosphere as we are emitting because of the event. On the top of that, we have also offered this solution, also again through First Climate, so that everybody who comes here can then on their own go in and make sure that their journey becomes carbon neutral, because that is also a significant factor of the overall emissions. So that's what we've been doing to try to sort of make sure that we also handle the emissions from the travel of our guests. One last thing that we have been doing in relation to all the offsetting and emissions here is that we have reached out and engaged to the national federations, and a range of those decided to join us, which we're really happy about. So we've had a collaboration with all the NFs and asking them whether or not they would be interested in taking part of making sure that this event that we create basically for them to come and compete, that we handle the emissions from it. And as I said, really happy about a range of them, and the FEI as well have joined in on this initiative.
For us, for our Spanish Western Federation, it's really a pleasure to contribute with this initiative. Just we have updated our influence of the horse in Spanish life, and not only we have obtained conclusions about the quantity potential of our horses in Spain, but also we have quality conclusions about horses, and one of it is the importance of horse at the time to keep climb, to keep regional initiatives, and for us it's very important to support all these kind of ideas. Then it has been a pleasure, and as soon as we have heard about this initiative, we have decided to support it.
We are aware that in elite sport, with all the traveling around, we are not always environmentally friendly. That's why we support the climate program of the World Championships in Herning.
I think it's just brilliant how much effort the organising committee of Herning2022 have put into sustainability. They've really shown the way in our sport, and we're really looking forward to really exploring how we can take these ideas, these initiatives forward into the future to other events around the world, around the globe, to really show how our sport, equestrian, can lead the way in sustainability.
You know, everybody knows the name of sustainability. It's become a very popular word, and everybody knows what we are talking about, but there are so few who really are doing anything about it. We come here and we have made this neutral because we planted 60,000 trees, etc., etc., and all the things are going on a sustainable way to move forward. And I am totally convinced that for future big, even sports events, we need to take sustainability seriously and do something about it. Because I'm totally convinced that for future, even big sports events, they will never be allocated if you don't have taken this matter into serious consideration. Otherwise, we cannot allow ourselves to do it. And that's simple, and it's going to be the way for the future allocations that you have sustainability with you. Otherwise, you will not get the chance to host it, for sure.